My beloved brothers and sisters, today we talk about something that is at the heart of our deen yet often neglected: maintaining family ties. In Islam, family is not just a social structure, it is a divine trust given to us by Allah. The people in our homes, the ones we share our meals with, the ones we argue with, and the ones we love, these relationships are a test, a blessing, and an opportunity to earn Allah's pleasure. How many times have we let small misunderstandings cause years of division? How many times have we held on to grudges instead of extending a hand of reconciliation? How many times have we ignored a phone call from a family member because we didn't want to deal with them? My brothers and sisters, Allah commands us to uphold the ties of kinship no matter what. He reminds us in the Quran, and fear Allah, through whom you ask one another, and the womb's kinship. Verily, Allah is ever watchful over you. Surah An-Nisa 4:1. A strong family bond is a sign of a strong faith. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, said, whoever would like his provision to be increased and his life to be extended, let him uphold the ties of kinship. Bukhari, not only does maintaining family ties bring barakah into our lives, but it also increases our sustenance and prolongs our life in goodness. Yet, in today's world, we find families breaking apart over things as small as inheritance disputes, personal disagreements, or misunderstandings that could have been solved with a simple conversation. One of the biggest reasons why family ties weaken is pride. The need to be right, the refusal to apologize first, the unwillingness to forgive. These are all whispers of Shaitan. He wants to see families divided, brothers against brothers, parents distanced from their children, and cousins who grow up as strangers. But Islam teaches us humility. The Prophet, peace be upon him, said the strong person is not the one who can wrestle others, but the one who controls himself when angry. Bukhari Muslim, strength is not in cutting off ties, it is in keeping them alive even when it is difficult. Another problem in our families today is the lack of modesty and respect. We often think of modesty as only referring to how we dress, but modesty in Islam is much deeper. It is the way we speak to our elders, the way we lower our voices in front of our parents, the way we show respect to our siblings. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, said, he is not one of us who does not show mercy to our young and respect to our elders. Tirmidhi, a person who walks into their home and treats their family with kindness and humility is greater in the sight of Allah than one who prays all night but is harsh towards their relatives. Some people say, I have tried but they don't respond. I have done my part but they don't appreciate it. But my dear brothers and sisters, we don't keep family ties for people, we do it for the sake of Allah. The Prophet, peace be upon him, said the one who maintains ties is not the one who does so reciprocally, but the one who maintains them even when others cut them off. Bukhari, you are not responsible for how they react. You are responsible for how you act. If your parents are still alive, serve them before it is too late. If your siblings are distant, reach out before the regret of a lost bond sets in. If your relatives have hurt you, forgive them, not because they deserve it, but because Allah loves those who forgive. There is no shame in taking the first step. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, said, it is not lawful for a Muslim to forsake his brother for more than 3 nights, and the better of them is the one who starts the greeting. Bukhari Muslim, if there is someone in your family whom you have not spoken to in a long time, send them a message today. If there is an elder relative whom you have neglected, visit them, even if it is just to check on them. If your parents are upset with you, go to them with humility, because their du'as are more powerful than anything you can imagine. Sometimes we avoid family gatherings because we don't want to deal with difficult people. We say they are toxic, or I don't need this negativity. But unless someone is truly harming you, cutting off ties is not the solution. Allah commands us in the Quran, and those who maintain the relations Allah has commanded to be maintained, and fear their Lord and dread the terrible reckoning. Surah Ar-Ras 13:21. The believer is the one who finds a way to bring hearts together, not the one who causes division. If you want peace in your life, fix your relationships with your family. If you want your du'as to be answered, repair broken bonds. If you want Allah's mercy, show mercy to those around you. Before Ramadan comes, make a list of the family members whom you have lost touch with and reconnect with them. Before Laylatul Qadr arrives, forgive those who have wronged you so that Allah will forgive you. Before it is too late, mend your relationships so that your heart is free from grudges and full of love. My dear brothers and sisters, maintaining family ties is an act of worship. It is a test, it is a responsibility, and it is a path to Jannah. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, said, the person who severs the bond of kinship will not enter paradise. Bukhari, if there is one thing you take away from this reminder, let it be this: a humble heart that forgives and unites is more beloved to Allah than a proud heart that holds on to grudges. May Allah grant us the wisdom to be peacemakers in our families, the patience to deal with difficult relatives, the humility to admit our mistakes, and the strength to always choose unity over division. May He bless our homes with love, barakah, and endless mercy. Ameen.